Hello, welcome back to this another live session, traders. Starting NY session for this big trading day coming up. Also, NY session. With that session, you're looking at some volatile pairs such as dollar yen, and currently also trend on gold, and gold currently in a trend. So I'm looking at entry opportunity in this market. So we'll be doing a full multiple time frame analysis for looking at entry. Before I do this analysis, traders, I would like to say they're all members areas, so you can look at the potential setup. And so once you are here, make sure you like this analysis. Have you done that? Smash the like button and also hit the subscribe button if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. All right, so let's begin with dollar yen. Or you want to start with gold? What's your preference? Do you want to be with gold or dollar yen? Gold and Gbpjpy. I was looking at GJ looking a little sideways. We can look at that one as well. Gold, anyone else with the gold? It's currently breaking this daily high that you can see. Gold in a trend that you can see gold. And let's first look at the daily chart on gold. Now, if you guys looked at the previous session, the London session live, we discussed that gold might be not coming to the daily support. It didn't. In fact, gold didn't come to the daily support. In fact, it had a stronger breakout. And it's now pushing back to the upside with a stronger momentum that you can see. And there's a very strong momentum on gold at the moment. And that's a pretty strong bullish move on gold that you can see. And this daily price action that you can see potentially going to break this weekly high and is approaching the monthly high. And if you look at the monthly price action on gold, is approaching this monthly high, and potentially you could see that gold to break this monthly high as we are almost nearing to the end of the month. So you can expect the market eventually could go back up to cross that monthly high. And therefore 4244, 4250 is expected. It might be today or tomorrow, as there is trend. At any point you could see a stronger breakout, and even you can expect an all-time high, new all-time high. All right, so there might be rate cut coming. What do you think? That's the sign of rate cut. That's the sign of risk on sentiment. So when there is a risk, there is gold get volatile because of the safe haven, right? JPY and gold and CHF consider the safe haven. So they get volatile. And at the moment, we can see the market from the 4-hour perspective here, after the previous session's candlestick pattern closed on the 4-hour, the market has managed to break back to the upside here. So which is currently, after this 1-hour candle tested this 10 EMA, it managed to break back to the upside here in that area. So looking at if you look at the 15 minutes and the lower time frame, there is a significant bullish price action has formed, and I'm looking at now the lower time. This is the 1 minute price action. If you look at that's a massive bullish breakout here that you can see on the lower time frame. The market might come back for a pullback, but we can see there is a stronger breakout. So that could continue to rise before we see that enough pullback has come the market to. And there might be a deeper pullback, and that pullback is what we are looking for, potential bullish entry, because what is going up is likely to go up. So this is the 5 minutes price action, pretty strong bullish impulse that you can see in this market, and could potentially continue to rise back to the upside here. $7180. Do you think so? Very stronger volume as well in the market. Narrow pullback. So narrow pullback signals that there is still the bulls are highly active. So we'll be using a pending order as soon as we find suitable entry opportunity here. If you look at the 5 minutes price action, full body candle close back to the upside on the 5 minute chart, and that has given a stronger momentum here for possibly to create a new higher high and crossing this high that you can see the market is showing up that it can potentially go back to the upside here. And for us to look for an entry here, if you look at the lower time frame, the 1 minute, it's a pretty stronger bullish breakout, and looking at new higher high, and then to break for deeper pullback or break of structure can use for an entry to the upside here in this market. This is a new area that you can see after a long period of time the market is testing that this is a complete bearish fair value gap on the daily that you can see the market may go ahead and fill that with a stronger move. So therefore we can look at suitable entry opportunity here as soon as it appears in the market. And the current market structure is highly bullish, and you could see the price to potentially go ahead and creating a new higher high. So 5 minutes close as a very narrow doji, which is possibly to continue to trend back again. As this is potentially to be still bullish, we see that whenever the market's coming down, the bulls are placing buy order here. And that may continue to rise back here. Do you think volume dropped? I think still there is a possibility for moving back up. So this 5 minutes price action might create potentially an upside bias. But if it creates a liquidity gap here, that is where we might see the market to again potentially bounce back to the upside. Getting funny dodgy here. See the refreshing the load, the chart. Okay, so after break of this low, the market has managed to reverse again. So this is a break of support, and potentially an entry opportunity here for possible new higher high. See that how the market structure is, the candle is closing here is important to see. So we'll be using, if we enter, we will be using the pending order as bullish market. We're only looking for bullish entry here. Five-minute candlestick pattern shows possible bullish move back to the upside here. At a previous trade was running, I have to move the stop loss. Okay, so the market, what the price is doing here is, this is a sideways market now at this level after this stronger bullish breakout. So in this level here, what we look at the price action to break that high. So there is a candle close on the 15 minutes, and also you see there is also candle close coming on the 1 hour, and I think the market is coming to an important level where you can look for buy setup as a bullish trend continuation back to the upside. So we'll be using the pending order above this level for our entry here. So if you look at the market has created significant move back to the upside. It might come for a deeper pullback for retest. Now our entry here, if we want to enter, we'll be entering on a retest of this market. So if you look at, there is a break below at the moment on the lower time frame, and that break could bring the market for another breakup structure. Now this breakup structure could be any size. If you look at the 4 hour, you can see this is just a freshly open candle on the 4 hour time frame. So I'm drawing this current level here on the 4 hour time frame for our potential entry. And this is the 1 hour market structure where the price has created this move. Ready for an entry? Say yes if you are ready for an entry here. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Right? Yes, if you are ready. Let's look at, do you think it's gonna reverse entirely? All right, why? We are ready. Now, if you look at this market on gold, well, now looking at the daily, I'm going back to the daily again because it's a bull market. If you look at the 4 hour here, you can see that it is a bullish market structure here. And that market structure, if you look at the series of high and low here, the price tested that 10 EMA and then bounced back to the upside, which is a significant bullish impulse back to the upside. Currently, 30 minutes price action shows a clean pattern here. So this is the current support level, looking at the market to come back here because there is an order block here. And this is the level looking at the price to come back straight and to drop down, right? It's a single move and can come back to break any of this low here. And that move can entirely be to this lower time frame support, and this pullback is needed for us to go for an entry to the upside. Before the 1 hour candle close, we want to see that it's dropped well below, and this can be our stop loss level here. If we enter, want to see that it has come back at least to this level. May return again earlier than this because the market momentum is stronger, but let's see that how the price is reacting to these levels. Because there is a significant move earlier on the daily on gold, and what looking at here, the price to pull back because it is showing a stronger bullish momentum. And also I'm going to start again a pull really helpful, because when we please do tell the value since the chart is blurred to see the price value. Chart is blurred. I see the chart is very clear. Guys, can you find it difficult to read the chart? I do shift the time frame because of we can clearly understand the market structure. Okay, I will be, when we will be entering the price, when we will be entering the trade, I will be announcing the levels or the price that we are looking at, including entry and the stop loss level. So at the moment, there is no specific level that we will be entering, guys. This is another important criteria of the trade that I open. All right. So I think that will change the number a little blur. The numbers a little blur. So I think it's because of the resolution. Are you guys? No problem. Thank you. Thank you. No problem. I will be, when you will be entering the trade, I will be writing it clearly, and will be verbally letting you know what price I am entering. All right. So thanks for that. Now, one very important, this is, I would say that the most important criteria. So explain order block. That is, we will be going to that order block. If you want to take a bigger trade, then there is no other way but entering from the order block, because this is where the biggest volume come. Okay, here the market has created a structure. We want to see that it's still breaking below before looking at entry to the upside. Now, first of all, let's look at the price. What is the entry criteria? Do we look at the price? That means without looking at, are you going to enter 4164 level, or are you going to enter 4161, or are you going to enter 4157, for example? Now, many traders might look to enter like that. Okay, this is a lower price. We'll be buying from that level. But if you want to increase your probability, so where are you looking gold ahead? Gold going to potentially to the weekly high and the monthly high. So we can expect this move on gold to cross 4244, right? So this is what I'm looking at. Going back to our discussion. Now, this is crucially important because when you see that we have drawn these price levels, now this price level is not for entry, it's for reaction. Two things. One is, if you say that I'm going to enter at this level because this is support, the other things I'm going to at this level if this happen. That is where your criteria, right? Because a level, that means a support or resistance, or any support or resistance, or in an order block that we'll be discussing later, will be valid for an entry if there has to be a condition. Okay? Now that condition can vary, but for me, openly, I can tell you what my condition. I want to see the level has done a false breakout or a false breakdown. Now, how can you identify, in fact, a false breakout or breakdown? By looking at ATR. Very important. So that means if the market come back and retest the level with a bigger ATR. So if you're not sure, you can let me know in the live chat. We can discuss more on ATR. And then the market managed to reverse or reject it back. That means longer candle and then immediate rejection. That's a reaction. And that's what we will be trading. Now, then what other scenario can happen? Other scenario can happen that this level can be approached with a healthy trending move. For example, you can see the market coming like that, okay, to that level, right? Like this. And then if you buy, if you see that the market is grabbing liquidity from the top, that means long week candle like that, you cannot see the market just stop like that. But if you see the market without any pullback drop to that level with one candle or multiple candle, and then slowly creating liquidity sweep from the support, that's a buy. So depending on how the price action is reacting to that level will determine how we can enter those trades. All right, so now the market is currently in a bullish trend. As you can see, we're waiting for a deeper pullback, and you can see the price has created another impulse from this low here, so which is a very good sign of trend continuation. Now here is structure creation, right? We will be now looking for entry from this structure. So what we want to see now, this is 1 minute chart. One scenario is the market to come back with a big candle, retest, reject. If it doesn't, then we have to wait for. The other scenario is straight coming back well below here, creating a bullish candlestick pattern for us to go long again. So that's our criteria now. 1 minute chart, but you want to see that the market has managed to come back below the order block. Or retested this order block. If it comes and retests the order block, we will be looking at entry here. Okay, so sir, explain order block. We will be looking at that. Where are you looking gold? Yeah. That's completely fine. You know, everyone is new in trading, okay? At some point. Everyone has to begin. Right? So trading is, especially in the beginning, is really hard, and that's completely fine. Now, looking at this level here. Okay, now from this high, we see that the price is reacting to this support here. Now, this can be a bullish opportunity, but I would look to see that this market has tested this order block properly before we look for an entry. And in the meantime, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like the stream. We do that. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Okay. Some music here. What's happening with the dollar yen? We can keep dollar yen and Gbpjpy on watch list. Gbpjpy on a pullback. It might bounce back to the upside. On Gbpjpy. We might be able to find an entry. Okay, so the market here, after breaking this high, it's trying to pull back. We want to see enough pullback. 1 hour candle closed again with a big bullish engulfer. I will be deleting the levels again. Now, previous sessions trade that was if you looked at the previous one, that the market from here, we opened for the sewer here, probably have seen that, and it managed to completely break back to the upside. We had a partial profit and the rest was break even. Some of you probably have run that. Now mine was break even, so we are looking at since then for another proper entry. When you enter from the key level, it becomes much easier to get into the trade, right? So this is the current 1 hour price action, 4 hour, and also the 1 hour support. This is the previous resistance, turn support. And Okay, so current support that you can see has created is here. Now, this is order block. We had a few questions earlier about the order block. So let's understand the order block. 62.58 area, right? 62.58. So what is an order block? Let's understand that, guys. This is very important to look at. And once you understand the order block, it's easy for you to see that why the market moves the way it moves. All right. So in these few minutes, I'm going to explain a complete mechanism of the market. If you want to truly become master of the market, this is really, really important. Imagine that you are a good driver, right? You can drive a good car very well. But you know, the real driver are those who can fix their own car because they're mechanic. All right, so here is the draw. Now, the market moves, we trade, but if you know that why the market moves is the way it moves, then you become a trader who really understand the market. And that's where you can create your own strategy. You can modify a strategy. You can bend the rule of your strategy to create a new rules. Everything you can do as long as you can navigate the market. Right. So here is the market is getting rejection. We might find, I'm looking at an entry opportunity here. So the current price action is here. It's the 15 minutes price action is still dodgy. This is current support at 4169 level. And the market may respect that level or may come back for another break. So what we're looking at, straight drop back to this order block. Looking into potential entry, breaking below here can give us a possible buying opportunity if if the market drop back down here, we will be waiting for a rejection from this support level. So this is an order block that I'm making it. Okay. Only thing is that it has the 4 multiple time frame. Looking at is very important. It might try to drop this 30 minutes support here. So therefore this drop back below is important to see that it's coming, passing that low here. If you look at here, there is a consolidation drop down here, drop to the order block, and now there is a probability to bounce off this level. It's going to be a risky entry. We could enter here with a very tight stop loss. You want to? Or it might go for a consolidation. And I'm going to look at 4165 level to break before we look at an entry. Okay, so here we are observing the market while we are also discussing about some very important topics such as the order block. Now, to understand the mechanics, that means that how the market creates the structure and why it creates, right? I'd like to draw this trend line here to see where the market is heading. So the market structure is still showing that bullish. You might see possible inverted head and shoulder and then breakout. I was waiting for the entry from this level here. Market, if the bulls are stronger, it might continue to trend back to the upside. Or it may see the price to come for a deeper pullback, depending on really how the market structure is creating later here. For us to enter, we have to, we do enter a lot of trades in this live session, guys. You have seen that. But you want to see that the high probability setup. And I think 11:30 coming up in my zone. Gbpjpy news, and that will have obviously impact in the market. The calendar, looking at forecast statement on Gbp, so that will have some influence on Xauusd because they are related. If Gbp getting stronger, gold might get stronger. And Gbp looks like that. If you look at the British pound US dollar, so far this 4-hour price action, after the daily move, the price has initial pullback here. So if Gbp getting stronger, then gold might have that opposite effect. Not opposite, is similar effect. So only DXY is where you see that potential opposite effect. If the market breaks below here, we can use a pending order above this trend line for this to trade this break to the upside here. Ready for placing the pending order here? Because if the market breaks this trend line, because it's a bull market, we can expect it to potentially to create a new higher high. This is the recent high, 73, 4173. And I will be using a pending order here above this price, buy stop. So it's not a market order. It will be a buy stop. With only few pip stop loss. And we'll target here 221. We might close partially if the market goes to 4173. So it's going to be buy stop at 4171.09. Stop loss at 4168.25. So place pending order on gold, and if the market cross this high, it's a buy stop order. So it's a buy stop at 4171.09. Stop loss. So that's the primary entry, and we'll see that if the market is reflecting that move back to the upside, if this is a very tight stop loss. Here is only we place 29 pip. The reason I place a very smaller stop loss because I don't want to run if the market is not going up like that. We can move little bit below this green candle's low. So few pip below. So put the stop loss. I put the stop loss at 4176.96 for the pending order. 4167.96. So if the market truly bounce off this level, we will be on the trade. And crossing this high, if the price goes up, create a new higher high, you're on the trade. So if the market, again, looking to see if it is breaking out, might go that. I think we might get a trigger. Guys, make sure that you only take a small fraction of risk. Risk is very important. Can you let me know in the live chat you manage the risk? It is pending on, it might get a trigger now shortly. Yep, entry at 4171.09, buy stop. If the price goes up, we'll be on the trade. And by the way, in the meantime, make sure you smash the like button. Did you do that? Can you make it to nearly to the view? So everyone, and If you haven't subscribed here, you can do so for more updates, education, as well as analysis. If the market breaks below here, that might do, or it might just grabbing liquidity for another bounce back to the upside. If the seller's not strong enough here for breaking below, it might potentially act as an inverted head and shoulder and looking at the bounce back to the upside. Let's see that how the market structure is creating. But once the price managed to trigger, and if the market goes up, trigger, and the price goes above 4173, we'll be taking partial profit and moving the stop loss and entry, though it's not a big peak, but the stop loss is very low, so you don't want to risk too long. All right, so we see that after this green, again another red. So the market, there's a 15-minute candle close. It might come for a deeper pullback. The market is now testing the previous 15 minutes low here. So from in between these two dodges, looking to see if the market is having some kind of reaction back. Welcome. So it didn't break that up. Instead, you see there is a break below here, and that's a big drop that you can see here. Let's look at the fresh market structure here, where it is coming, potentially coming back to this 4-hour support, which is the 1-hour support as well. There might be, this is a sudden drop here. I think there was the Gbpjpy news that, if you look at the Gbpjpy, is there any important announcement? There's nothing yet. So the price is on the, if you look at, this is the intraday support here, and which is the 1-hour support. Because there is a break below, it's gonna push down further now. It might bounce back off this level because this is a very key level. Or it might, if you look at the 15 minutes, because there is a very strong break below, we could see deepen here before we look at rejection. Chances for further downside here for testing this lower part of this intraday candlestick pattern. It might push that 4157 low, and then after confirmation we could see the market to bounce off the level. So there is a possibility for coming down here any of this level, either here 4153 or 4157. UK budget, yeah, that's what have impacted gold. The news is saying UK OBR outlook leaked. Real GDP is forecast to grow by 1.5%. So there's some news on the GDP growth on UK. So that's where, because as I mentioned earlier, Gbpjpy news will highly could influence the gold price action. So we will be closing the pending order because the market dropped far below our expectation. So I'm going out with the pending order, and we will be readjusting the entry once we see the market is showing up here, because the price has completely broken back below. Now there is volatility if we see the market maintaining. So what we need to see now, a reversal pattern. So that means a reversal pattern is that, right? And then from the reversal pattern breakout, pullback, retest, we will be entering on that. So if this one is a reversal pattern, we should see that confirmation of trend back to the upside, and then on a retest, we will be looking at entry. Now, at this point, what you can see here, it's still locally down. It's approaching that 4-hour support. So the market now could break 4157 and then The market structure here slowly trying to build that bullish momentum. It can act as a reversal. Still, I wouldn't say it's a reversal, because if it is reversal, it should be able to break to the upside again, and after the breakout retest, then we will be entering on that. Always, guys, keep in mind that every structure that you will see reversal, more often or not, there will be a retest of that structure if it is a reversal. So what do I mean by this? If you look at see, this is a structure, there is a pullback, retest, market bounce back to the upside. The same way, this is an order block, retest, see how the market rejected from that, price moved back to the upside. Here is the chance for coming down further to this 4-hour support is higher, because this is where this narrow candle, the market left that imbalance. Because the market has reached this high here from the daily, the price didn't test the lower shadow of this daily support. Now, in a scenario with the market becoming too bearish, we might see the price to come back to this daily support and then to return. This is a speculation. We can't trade against the trend, but we can trade with the trend if the market really come back to that level. So that's the smart trading, when you always look at the trading with the trend. So some of the levels that now, if this market breaks down, for example, from here to the daily support, you might see that drop might be very quick, and that's where you will know that this is where the market actually preparing for moving back again in that direction. I hope that you guys enjoying the live session budget. I'm not sure if you are aware, but today USA trading is only half day and market closing tomorrow for holiday. So I won't be surprised if the market dies and stay on the liquidity until next week. That will have some, if you look at here, the market getting that rejection back below, and before any kind of closing days, the market revive itself. So there is an increased volatility, which is very expected. But still some other region there is still on, so the market will still remain volatile. We can see the market has dropped back below to this order block, to that support. So we're discussing now. This drop might get little stronger depending on, because this is from the very high. So it continues to come back down here. Now, trading against the trend is very difficult. If you look at, there is a breakdown here that you can see, and 4 hour, if you look at, it's a complete break from this high. So current support that we are looking at from the 4 hour perspective is, this is the current support level, and the daily low is here. Can't expect to go for bearish, because this breakdown is more often for gaining momentum, for bouncing back to the upside. So if this move straight coming back below here, we might find even again returning back to the upside. So we will be looking at the lower time frame reversal confirmation here. Already the market has tested this lower shadow of this 4 hour candlestick pattern. Anytime we could see the market to potentially bounce back, because it is a long-term bull market. If the price create enough rejection and retest or double bottom, we will be looking into the entry. Directly not now. We want to see that if it reverse, it's gonna break the high and then could drop again for a double bottom. Yeah, so basically the news, the holiday, Gbpjpy had a break below and then bouncing off that level again. Do you know why those like holidays events creates higher volatility? The overall 4 hour pattern is a triangle. This is more of the 4 hour pattern is Yeah, so you can spot a triangle, but it's more of ascending channel. So if you look at little lower time frame, you'll spot that. You see, this is the pole. The market was basically creating an ascending channel. Now from the resistance, it's coming back below to the support. To the 1 hour, you'll spot. You see, this is an ascending channel. So like that. Now, the lower time frame price action is crucial to see. I'm looking at 4 hour again to see the market has just tested the previous session's low here. And but I wouldn't consider it still reversing because the drop is stronger. So you see the bigger red candles. So you still can expect it to come down further. But selling on a bull market, the only risk is that at any point you see this boom bounce again, going back to the resistance line. So the current swing high is here, and the one is here. So we're out with the pending order and we are looking at entry. So in this, there are long wick candles being created. This is a pure liquidity sweep here now. And we're waiting for a reversal pattern formation. So basically, if this market find it as a support here, then we'll see a reversal confirmation here. And if the market creates the reversal after break of this first swing high or the second swing high, we can expect another retest. Double bottom or any inverted head and shoulder can give us bullish entry to the upside here. We will be trading with the trend. That's where our main strategy. Always wait for the market to shift from a local trend to the global trend. This is a very important concept if you understand that local and global. So you always need to use two time frames, right? So one is the entry time frame, such as you are looking at the lower time frame and the higher time frame, and align your entry always in both direction. So if you are entering on 1 minute chart, try to enter on an order block in the direction of the major trend, guys. This is the real education that you can note down. Again, I'm repeating. try to enter on an order block on the lower time frame in the direction of the global trend. So now we started a very important conversation that when the market has broken down, we didn't continue. It's the understanding the mechanism of the market. How do you navigate the market? How do you understand how the market really works? Now, becoming a trader, you don't need a lot of stuff. You can be, but truly becoming a master of the market is where, how do you identify order? So this is what we are looking at. Let me give you a complete mechanism of the market, right? How do you navigate in the market in relation to the price, market structure, liquidity, and price action, right? These are the three backbones of the market. So at any given time, if you look at a market, the first thing that you look at is where is the order block of that particular move. Okay, so I see there is a potential here for reversal, but it's still not there. We'll be waiting for that confirmation. Still not there. So anytime you are looking at the market, the first step is to look at where the market in relation to the order block, where this move started, another way, if we say. So every move will have in a trending market, if you look at an uptrend like this, you can easily identify the swing low and swing highs in an uptrend, regardless of any market. If there is any trend, you're gonna get that. Now, this is in a textbook, but you may not find textbook. The trend more often like that. You see a pole and then a structure formation. It can be circle, semicircle, triangle, or can be channel, can be, you know, inverted circle, like that. Any kinds of structure can form, and then breakout, and then another structure formation. So that's the trend. So once you can identify the trend, in relation to the trend, look at where this move begins, like where it has started, because every trend will have a starting point, and that starting point is either double bottom, double top consolidation. That's the reversal pattern. So the market will never reverse in one direction. It's gonna do something such as creating an inverted head and shoulder, creating a double bottom, double top. So if it is an uptrend, very common reversal can be such as an inverted head and shoulder. Right, so see that. Like this, and the market reverse, right? So the market was coming from a downtrend, came here, created this inverted head and shoulder reverse. And then you see something like that. And the market is now creating series of higher high and higher low, right? So that's the ideal trajectory of the market. And now this is the neckline of that reversal pattern, is where the order block. All right, so in the meantime, guys, we are nearing to a 1 hour candle close here, which is pretty big candlestick pattern that you can see. And with this candle close, what I see, that there is a possibility for, do you think it's gonna create a bullish bounce here from the 1 hour candle close? Okay, so there is a possibility for a reversal confirmation here. If we look at an entry, it's gonna be a little late here now. It's gonna be little late. So here, this is a move now. So we don't want to enter late. What we are looking at now, because we didn't know that there will be a reversal here, but as I mentioned, I was looking at the price action, it was showing potential reversal. Now breaking below here, it's important for us for an entry. With the 1 hour candle close, if the market breaks well below, because we need a bigger risk reward here for this move back to the upside here. This is the current resistance. If we can enter in the right time, right direction, we should be able to catch this move back to the upside if the market does reverse. So 1 hour candle close coming, which is big bear candle. Now this candle may still can continue to drop, which is for me less likely. So therefore, now this 1 minute candle that we can see can create a potential even an opposite effect. So here we want to see the price is coming well below. I'm not entering yet, but just looking at to see the risk reward here. We enter. Need to keep a space here if we go for long for this market to come back below. Still not entering. Okay, so I will be looking to go long here with these settings, right? So stop loss at 4147.53, entry at 4154.33. Stop loss at 4147.53. It's an entry by market. TP at 4173.08. So open buy. Here you see some kind of bullish rejection that potentially showing up back to the upside here. And you guys with me? So wanna take this potential move unless there is a 1 hour candle close, and from here you're going to see a rejection back above here. If the market holds, it's gonna be at least a stronger bounce back to this level. Right, so a 26 pip up here, and like the previous one, you want to take the first move back to the upside and then taking the partial profit and then taking the stop loss at entry. So that the previous sessions also you did the same. We made the trade risk free. Now this session I'm looking at 4163 to cross or touch. If it does, then we will be moving the stop loss at entry. This is still possible for break below. If it is, market is really hungry, it's a different story, but looking to see that. This 1 hour candlestick pattern doesn't hold, then there might be. Okay, so there is rejection again, and the market is struggling to go back up. I'm running that too, and we want to take that trade. If you look at, let's see that how long we will be running in. If we see a stronger move, we can run, or we can take partial, or we can keep it running. First of all, let it go to the first swing high here. Because there was a very stronger rejection from the high, we will be looking to close the trade probably earlier than expected, because I think this market may not be able to go again straight back to the top, because there was a strong rejection from the higher price. So as soon as I'll be closing, you guys will see that I'll be announcing. But first, let's see that how far it can go, especially if it can reach this high here. Okay, this is the current resistance line. Breaking that high can give us some good amount of profit here. And as soon as the price will cross 4163, I will be closing the position before it potentially come down for a deeper pullback or reversal. I'm ready to get out because I don't want to take it to the negative again. Okay, wanna see crossing that high? You guys ready to take some pip here? It has broken the first swing high and expecting to break the second swing high. As soon as the price will touch 416,263, will be out. But before that, if the market shows potential rejection, we will be also out. Might come back for it. No, it's showing bounce, so I'm on it. Looking forward to see the price to go back to the 4-hour recent level of resistance. The market has tested multiple times this support. There is a liquidity grab in it. And if you guys look at, I would highly encourage you to go back to this live session few minutes earlier when this zone was created. What did I say? The market might be preparing for reversal. It doesn't mean that I always know, but it's a great learning because how can you, thank you, how can you look at the price action that can give you a better understanding of when the market is reversing to take this kind of trade, right? Everyone can do it. Everyone just need a little bit of education, right? Beginner, don't worry, there is still a lot of room for learning, and I understand that beginner how they in the beginning of the trading how it, and that's why every course that I have here, there are two layers. You see that advanced and the foundation, because don't jump on advanced strategy before you learn the foundation. When you learn the foundation, then you can digest the advanced strategy. Then you can understand LU2, you can understand advanced pattern, you can understand when the market is going, when there is a liquidity gap. But first, just learn the basics. Go to the market structure, understand the trend, learn to read the indicator, learn to read the price action. Okay, so for those who are learning the course, please don't skip the foundation. First go through the foundation and then learn the advanced strategy. And every day I am posting all the updates. Don't miss any update that I am giving. There's a lot to take from here because every trade that I open, also there is a commentary behind the trade that will give you a better understanding. So now we will be nearly to the place where we might exit this trade, but we can run partial to go for big. But because the market is highly volatile and this is a good running profit that I don't want to miss out at the moment, and it's pushing back, it might go halfway to the 4-hour and could come back. So I'm going to exit now here with the running profit done, profit taken here. All right, so profit taken, and you can, it's up to you how you want to do. And also I'm instructing the premium live. Awesome. That's taken. Now, the market is still heading back to the upside here if you look at. So, can you update in the live chat? So, this is where we have taken this move 100 pip, 95 pip nearly, depending on how many you have taken. Previous session, we have taken 51 pip. All right, so now there might be, because it has broken the swing high, it is possible for another rejection, and that's why I'm out. Good trade, 100 pip profit. Thank you, welcome. Target 1:5. That's a good idea. Let's have some music now. After the trade, there's a party, isn't it? Trade closed. I have taken the full because one reason. 1 hour rejection is very strong. It is still can continue to go back up, but because holiday, we don't know how the market will. I don't want to run this trade tomorrow as well. Welcome. You have a Discord? Yes, we have a big group. You guys can see the website. We have our Telegram group and Discord also available. For those who want to visit the website, you can visit www.forextradingwizard.com. You can find link below this video where you can click join now button if you want to be part of the trading community, where you can learn the actual trading system. Okay, you can learn the actual trading system and you can learn everything that you need to become a consistently profitable trader. This membership might get closed for unlimited period of time at the end of the year because we are almost nearing to the end. So it's still open for those who want to be part of huge library, indicators, everything is there. So you can find the link below this video, navigate to the website and then click join now button. Once you join, make sure you check your emails, including the junk folder, for all the links that you need to join the private groups where you can learn and grow and become a lifetime members of this academy to access everything that we have. So here's the, we see when I got out of the trade, there is a rejection again from this swing high, because there is a very important key level. Now the market can drop again or can continue to rise. We'll be discussing in depth on the trade. And also if you look at the 1 hour, you see this is a big rejection from the higher price. This 1 hour rejection, that candle possible to go back again to create a new higher high, or you could see that this 1 hour might remain in that area, remaining long week and then coming down, creating a double bottom, slowly pushing back to the upside. But this breakdown was a pure liquidity grab here. By the way, if you haven't liked this stream, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Okay, so that's a very good question, right? Why we have taken the trade. The first thing is order block. And also there is very important point that most trader doesn't look at, except those who are really experienced and knows how the market is the timing. All right. So if you look at, the time is sometimes considered the fourth dimension. So if you look at, XYZ, right? Time is sometimes considered the fourth dimension, right? Time is very important in terms of trading. So if you look at this move that you can see on the 1 minute chart here, this is structure here. This is structure formed just before 5 minutes of the 1 hour candle close, right? And look at the 1 hour candle, how it dropped, where it has dropped. And that's the timing, right? So when you ask for example, if you look at here also, the market almost similar kind of structure, but we didn't get into the trade. But here I have got because of the structure plus timing. More reversal will happen on a candle close after a big move opposite direction of the trend. So that's why candle close is so important to look at when the market is reversing, guys. So when you're entering, not only look at the price action, not only look at the indicator, not only look at the volume, but also look at the timing, because the volume comes just before and after the candle close. Okay, so keep in mind that. Okay, it's trying to push that price back above. And another important, if you look at again, when the market was coming down here, so you need to review the trade. That's where you can start to learn the real trading. So when the market is dropping, what we did, you were patient, right? Never trade against the prevailing trend, no matter how fast the drop. The market is driven by fear and greed. So this drop that you can see, it's a fear drop due to the news that you can see came on Gbpjpy. That has given an extra edge for you to go long again, because those drop that you can see, these are not seller, these are closer. That means those who bought from here, from this order block, they are closing their position. When the market, they are closing their position. When the buyers close their position, they turn into seller. Noticed accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and 5-minute chart. So the accumulation and distribution phase, okay, these are the phase in the market. So basically during those phases, the market, the market will only trend very short period of time, only 30% of the time. 70% of the time the market will move in a sideways, right? So the accumulation phase is where there is an accumulation of order in the market. And then distribution. So these are the phase in the market, as we discussed in this session earlier, how you can understand the mechanics of the market. So this is where, if you look at the order block, going back to that structure again, downtrend, moving in a sideways or a double bottom, breakout, pullback, and that's the move, right? So now when the market retested that neckline of this reversal, that's the order block. And buying from, so once you see the market is here, the first thing that you need to look at, where the market in relation to the order block. Because once the market will reverse, it's never gonna trend in one direction. You can expect it to drop down to the order block more often, right? That's where the key. So if you look at this breakdown, see that one straight drop back to that order block. If you look at the 5 minutes, you can see that order block that started. Now once the market dropped to that order block, it gained, the price came again to a level where the institutional trader will be interested to buy, to create a new higher high. And the move happens in this phase, and that phase is very different. When the market will create an order block, the market will go, that market will trend. You'll see that more often it's gonna trend and will create a breakout structure, will go back up, will create a breakout structure, will go back up. But when the market will reverse, which is sometimes called the waterfall, that market, more often you see that it's not gonna trend much. It's gonna one single drop, and there is less breakup structure. It's gonna straight drop back below the order block, and then it's gonna trend again. And when the market break this order block, create a new order block, and return, it's gonna again create those liquidity gap along the way, and that's a very nice market to trade that, right? So you see, this is what happened. Look at how the market is going to the upside, how the market drop here. When the market drop, there is no breakup structure, it just straight drop. But when the market is going up, it's gaining momentum by breaking this swing low and swing high, and that market has a fuel in it, so it has the possibility to move up here. Now we are out is only because of the 1 hour stronger rejection. Yeah, always okay, we can enter the trade at any point in time, again after a swing low is broken. So getting into the trade, getting out, it's not a problem. The only thing, make sure that every time you use the lot size calculator, so you are not risking too much. That's the secret. No problem. So here is now it's creating that uptrend, and as we mentioned that this is so we had our previous session, including this session, has few trades opened. Now where the market is, if you look at the 4 hour, this is the 4 hour candle, and the price has broken this 4 hours low and got rejected. It could still come back lower, but we see there is a rejection back to the upside. So because there is a rejection back to the upside here, the possibility to continue to trend up is higher depending on how this 4 hour candle is closing. Now if this 4 hour again drop back down and close as a red candle, you still can expect downside. And I'm looking at another suitable entry opportunity from this support, as the market trend is still showing back to the upside. And it's just Wednesday, we are looking at big trading week because last week of the month, right? Very important trading days and a week. All right, so coming up in just a matter of 1 minute, unemployment claims. So let's see how the market react to that news. We see there is some kind of volatility coming. Data has significantly created that downward pressure on the market. Okay, so there is let's see that what's happening. The market has there is another breakup structure. Now what the market presented with the information and the data, So 216k, while the forecast was 226k. So there has been some improvement in unemployment claims, so which is a positive data for the XY. So we see some move. How this gold is getting to that. Now there is a breakup structure again, and that news has broken the market back below. This is going to create an impulse. But I think this might have given another momentum. So this is where the market is creating a very interesting pattern. Now this market can create a head and shoulder and continue to drop, or you could see that to break back to the upside. Really interesting to see how the market structure is creating here. So there is a head and shoulder, and the market has entirely break below. And as I mentioned earlier, this is where risk was for the 1 hour market structure. So this might potentially to retest back again, and from the 1 hour perspective, it dropped back to that support. There's a possibility for because because it left quite a few long week candlestick pattern here. Identify this level. It's just pure manipulation here, and that basically signaling that this market, you see, it's creating false breakout on the support area, and that's a sign that the market will potentially continue to trend back here to the upside. Do you think gold market structure can break down? I think it can if this 1 hour price action close back below Otherwise, it can create another wave of false breakdown and then to bounce back up. So at the moment, the market is in indecision. If you look at here, you can see the prices going up and down. While Gbpjpy has managed to, with the strengthening on GBP, there is a stronger volume in the market. If you guys looked at the analysis also posted on Gbpjpy in the same way. So the market is at the moment is in indecision. So we'll be looking at again further entry opportunity as soon as the market shows setup. And in the meantime, 2 sessions we have successfully closed 2 massive winner. This one also good winner, and I believe you guys enjoyed. You see that we didn't lose the last half. I closed it in the middle because I know that there was a strong rejection. It may not be able to break this high. Instead, it got that rejection back again. And I hope that you learn here something unique. If you learn, make sure you don't miss out to watch every single day. And you can visit the website, link below this video, if you want to join today, as this offer of 95% off is getting ended very soon. So where you can access lifetime to the academy, everything that you am using, all the courses, strategies, as well as education, including the premium indicator. That being said, thank you for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon, trading live together. Until then, stay well, stay happy.